today is day one of helicopter training. There we go. We got a solid little hour in today. I just wanted to let you guys know that I was not familiar with this flight school. They were not familiar with me or the channel. So this episode, nobody was prepared for filming in the cockpit or setting up GoPros or anything. And I just didn't want to be that guy showing up the first time ever somewhere and be like, hey, let me put GoPros all over your stuff. But now that I've established a relationship, they know me and now they know the channel. They have agreed to let me film. So in future videos in this series, we will have everything, multiple angles, cockpit audio, all that good stuff. On top of that, check out their channel, Anthillian Helicopters. I'm going to tag them down below. It's a really awesome channel if you're looking for tips on how to fly helicopters. And yeah, so anyways, sorry about the kind of light on the flight in this video, but it is what it is. It was day one, and again, I'm just not that guy, but now I am, so moving forward, it's going to be sick. Back to the video. Now, unfortunately, this video is a little wordy, but I'm really trying to explain my thought process in picking a flight school because just like so many of you out there, this is day one, hour zero for me, essentially. So I'm going to walk you guys through the process of why and how I chose the flight school that I chose. Let's get into it. 6:15 in the morning. I'm on my way to Long Beach Airport, and I'm going to start out day one. Now, Anthillion's pretty cool because they're a Part 141 program. Anthillion's gonna work out for me because I'm not going for a straight private pilot. I'm going for a private pilot add-on, which means instead of doing 30 hours in the helicopter like everywhere else, I only gotta do 20. It sounds crazy, but the structure of the 141 program right now, I think is good for me. Now, some of you guys may know, I've said it on the videos before, I have had about 20 hours of training in helicopters over the last 10 years or so. As a matter of fact, I did my very first helicopter lesson on July 5th, 2013. But today, I'm basically starting from zero. Although I have log time, I'm not proficient in any way, shape, or form in a helicopter, but it's been a very long time since I've flown in the VFR system, right? Okay, I do it every once in a while. You guys saw that last video, that was a disaster. It's almost like going back to basics. So this morning I have flight number one at Anthillian Helicopters at Long Beach Airport. Now they're a Part 141 school. A lot of you guys know I owned a Part 141 flight school for several years. I also sold that flight school, made a little bit of money. But, so you may be asking, why did I decide to go Part 141 for this helicopter add-on? Well, number one reason is, as an add-on, at a 141, I am not required to do any solo time in the helicopter. I would only have to do 20 hours dual at the 141 in order to be able to take the check ride. At this point in my life, I need the structure. My schedule and everything else is so hectic, and I'm literally trying to fly through this. So it's 6:30 in the morning right now. I'm about 15 minutes away, lessons at 7, and I'm planning on doing the same thing tomorrow morning and the next morning and the next morning and the next morning and the next morning. Just, you know, I'm trying to knock this thing out as best as possible. The structure, just the ground lesson, the flight lesson, the ground lesson, the flight lesson, in the syllabus, everything goes in order. There's no jumping around because I need the structure to stay focused on the task at hand, right? When you do stuff Part 61, which I've done all of my ratings, I've never trained Part 141 ever in my career. But when you train 61, you show up, you do whatever, you know, you might be at an organized flight school that has lesson plans, or you might just be flying with a friend that's a CFI, and today you're going to go do slow flight, and you have no idea what you're going to do next week. I have the next, 10 lessons or whatever that I have. They're mapped out start to finish, what we're going to talk about on ground, what we're going to do in the helicopter, and what we're going to debrief about. Completely mapped out. So for me, that's very beneficial because I know what I'm getting into this morning. I know what today's flight is going to be. I did all my reading about it last night. I'm kind of a controlled chaos type of person, and there's times in my life where that organization is helpful. which is right now. I have so many things on my plate that I'm jumbling with all the Gulfstreams that I really need that structure. So I'm going to give you guys a little peek of what that syllabus looks like. We'll clip into that right about here, and you guys can see. You see that written. I have a little written quiz that I have to complete before every lesson. And what does that do? That, A, I don't want to look like an asshole and be the kid showing up to class without his homework done, number one. But because of that, it's forcing me to stop all the other stuff in my life for, you know, a little bit and do the reading and take the little quiz. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna procrastinate all the way, because I sure did. I stayed up till, I don't know, 11 o'clock last night doing my homework. We got it done, I'm on my way to class. Sorry, super long intro here, but I really wanted to give you guys a reasoning as to how and why I chose what I'm doing, and roast me in the comments for it, that's fine. I'm not even doing the training in my own helicopter, and that's just because, A, it's very expensive to get insurance to train in my own helicopter. Number two, I could lease it back to a flight school that'll insure it to train me in, but it's really expensive, and then they want to use it for other students. And number three, I really just don't want to be beating my helicopter up, you know, doing all these maneuvers and all that stuff. Like, I like to keep my stuff nice, so I want my helicopter to, I want to fly it after I get my rating so I can know exactly what I'm doing. There's not going to be any mistakes, and I'm going to be nice and gentle and loving and take care of it. So that's the plan there. All right, enough of this. Sorry. This is very, 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 very long intro, and let's get to the helicopter. Okay, so this is it. Antillean Helicopters, taking this bad boy right here, 744 Hotel Sierra. And today is lesson, for all intents and purposes, lesson number one. This is actually kind of cool. I got to figure out how to get a tail boom. I want to do that. That is super sick. But it was rad. This place is pretty cool. I don't have any cockpit audio for the helicopter because I don't have the correct cable, but here you guys can see we are basically doing the the after engine start checklist. The helicopter CFI that I'm with right now, he is going to handle the first takeoff for us, and then he will give me the controls. It's actually a really cool day. So we took off out of Long Beach here, which is pretty cool. Awesome view. They have this really clever chart or piece of paper with all of the local frequencies, so you don't have to be flipping around fumbling in a iPad looking for the correct frequencies, which is brilliant. I'm going to do that in my airplanes and helicopters now. As you guys can see, we just lifted off from our helipads there at Antillean Helicopters, and we're making our way out to the taxiway. Now, the CFI is completely in control for all this. He's doing all his stuff while kind of talking me through what we're going to be doing, or what's going to be expected of me very, very shortly. Unfortunately, I can't film while I'm flying, so that's why everything you see in here with the helicopter moving, he has the controls at these points. But there we go, zipping out of Long Beach. Super cool. This helicopter is so fun. I can't wait to finish this rating and start being able to fly my own. Crossing over the golf course now. First thing we did today is we headed out towards downtown LA, to go do kind of a just orbit around downtown LA. I didn't really film that. You guys saw that little plane that just flew by. The reason I wasn't able to film down by downtown LA is because that's where I was flying the helicopter. We went from downtown LA over to, where we go? We went to Compton after downtown LA. We did a couple orbits of downtown and then down into Compton, which is cool. And this is after we came back up to Long Beach so I could start practicing on the helipads there. So we're holding over the old Boeing buildings here to give this Southwest you guys just saw room to go by. There's Gulfstream Long Beach. Shout out to Gulfstream. We love them so much. But yeah, now this is where I get to go down, and he's going to give me a couple practice approaches into pad 3 at Long Beach, and then my most dreaded time of the day, hover time. LA County Sheriff's Department helipad there, looking cool. So you guys know, some of you guys know my brother's LA County Sheriff. That's Long Beach just below. And this is right after my first terrible attempt at hovering. My CFI sat there and gave me a couple tips. Of course, there's another little R-22 flying really close to us. But after he gave me the couple little tips with the hovering, which is instead of trying to correct and you start penduluming the thing, right? You feel it going left and you want to correct to the right. Well, you just correct enough to stop that pendulum and then basically freeze your hand right there and you'll stop. And the minute I let that click in my head, my hovering went immediately perfect. Now we're hover taxiing from the pads back over to his parking spot, this is cool. This is something I wish I could do in the Gulfstream. It's almost like if you play Flight Simulator, it's like slewing. We're just going straight across the grass to the taxiway where we park on, which is super rad. Like, that would be amazing when you're landing at big, complicated airports if you could just go directly where you're going. But these guys have a nice LOA with Long Beach Airport that allows them to do stuff like this, which is super cool. And here we are, passing Atlantic, where I'm in and out of in the Gulfstream all the time. Time to hit that rotor brake, put this baby away. Day 1 in the books. That was awesome. I did a lot better than I thought, not gonna lie to you guys, so that's good. Approaches are terrifying. You just like so steep, it just doesn't feel right. And about my third one, got a little handle on it, which was good. But yeah, the hovering started out really rough, but after a quick little set the helicopter down and brief, I got the hovering down pretty good today. So I think, and don't let me get too far ahead of myself here, but I think this is gonna go really well. Like, I had a really good time today. I don't wanna know what it cost. It is what it is. We're mobbing and squabbing, and yeah, this is great. I'm super pumped, so. All right, got my fancy pilot logbook, a whopping probably 12 pages thick. There we go. We got a solid little hour in today. Introduction into helicopter flying. Lit. There we go. 19 hours to go, boys and girls. 19 hours to go. Thank you guys for coming along on essentially day 1 of pilot training for that helicopter license. I'm super stoked. Life is good. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Tell me I'm a terrible student pilot, because honestly, I'm a terrible student pilot and helicopters are scary, but I'm gonna learn how to fly one, and you guys are coming along with me for the whole ride. I'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you again so much for watching.